FinalHarps here, and let's have a discussion about why ZZZ loves lolies. The reason I am making this video is because of this post. Alright, Legion Gaming posted this. For everyone freaking out about Ellen in ZZZ Zero for being 16/17 and in high school and being sexualized in the game. Spoiler alert, she's not real. If I said she's 25, you wouldn't even think twice because she looks like an adult. It's a fucking anime character. I could say she's 3,000 year old and no one would say anything. Now, if she was sexualized and actually looked like a child, then you should be worried and upset. Also, there are fully grown women that are extremely short. I've dated a lot of them. You all are being weird, so weird about this, like you're new to anime or some shit. My response was, there's something called college that has to wear uniforms, and my English was bad on that. I don't understand how this is an issue. Text juice, thank you for this, for not being a feet thing, but every time you post pretty anime girls, I get scared just for you. But then Oofy chimes in. At this point, I am terrified to do lewd cosplays of petite women because of this. My response is, look at Chinese culture and American culture. China has a smaller petite women, which I actually was wrong on that. I'll get to it later. More so than Americans. We also have more diverse races than China. So Chinese games have tiny petite women and fewer people of color, while American games will have taller women and more people of color. Oofy responds, I really think some of these people saying characters that look like this are obviously children, when they are actually a lot of people in your IRL that are petite and flat too. I respond, I am doing a video on this topic. Of course, she loves to watch it. Oh, I just learned about that. Now that's awesome. Thank you, Oofy. In ZZZ/Zenless Zone Zero, Ellen Jo is a younger looking character and people are claiming she is in high school because she is wearing a school uniform. So if this is the case, 14 is the usual starting age to start high school in America. But as for Piper Wheel and Lucy, they look way younger than 14, and Hoyo, in my opinion, is sexualizing them, which is disgusting since I was raised in America and have common sense, knowing that anything under 18 is just wrong. I personally even argue that 21 should be the legal age, but hey, that's my opinion. I mean, even people will consider Kaleida Bellabog being a loli. You be the judge. So in conclusion, Zenless Zone Zero loves lolis and all Chinese companies do this, but why is that? Let's look and compare Chinese and American culture. Did you know that the age of consent in mainland China is 14 years old, while Hong Kong, China, it's 16? Yeah. I still feel disgusted learning about this, but here's the proof. While in America, federally, the age of consent is 18. Some other states allow for as low as 13 as the age of consent with restrictions. Here's the proof. But dumpies, don't get this confused. The federal law trumps state law, so even if you do it legally, the feds can choose to prosecute you for statutory and soliciting a minor if the federal government chooses to do so if they are under 18. If you do, I hope you get caught and become trans involuntarily. With that out of the way, now let's compare Chinese culture to American culture. For Americans, our culture, we have common sense that 18 should be, and no lower than 18 will be considered as an adult, or the age of consent. We all know that even most 18-year-olds are dumb as F, but you are considered as an adult in America once you hit 18. And most of Americans accept this fact that you are an adult once you hit 18. For most of us adults, we tower over teenagers at 14. So the shorter, tiny loli in Chinese game for Americans will seem off-putting, disgusting, or however you would like to put it, since they are so much shorter than a full-grown adult at 18. In those 4 years alone, all human bodies go through so much as in puberty, growth spurts, voice dropping, and just straight-up maturity. So keeping that in mind, that the age of consent in mainland China is only 14. While in Hong Kong, yes, it's 16. Not much of a difference, but yeah. Chinese adult females will naturally be shorter. So games from China Seeing shorter, tiny girls, also known as lolis, is normalized due to Chinese culture. American gamers need to understand that lolis will always exist in Chinese-made games. Sadly, Americans have to be understanding that this is a part of Chinese culture, but you don't have to accept it. You could just boycott all Chinese products for this reason, but do remember that everything you use in life has a part made in China. Yeah, I know, damn. Well, too bad you won't be throwing away your phone or PC in the garbage anytime soon for learning that fact. It's like how Americans don't understand why we don't see much people of color in Chinese games. Another fun fact, did you know that China, there is 1.412 billion people with only about 500,000 Africans or people of color? That's not even a percent of people that are Africans in China. So culturally, in my opinion, Chinese people are not used to including people of color. So in hindsight, Chinese people may find it off-putting or odd to see people of color in video games. Does that mean Chinese gaming companies are racist? How a lot of people claim that they are? No, they're not racist. It is just a different culture, and most Americans don't understand that fact. In comparison, there are 333.3 million people in America, and 47.9 million of them are African Americans, which makes up about 15%-ish of the American population. And that's a huge difference from China, which is only less than a percent of the population is African. So it makes sense to why American games we see more inclusivity of all races in general. But it comes with a cost. American or Western-made games will be inclusive of all ethnicities and sexual orientations, sometimes even pushed into games or media for no reason, which ruins most games and stories of said games or media. Which is kind of interesting because those agendas are pushed in your face by Western gaming companies quite often. But you won't see it in many Chinese games, if any at all, from my knowledge. All right, let's talk off the cuff and no script here, and everything else is scripted because, yeah, I needed facts and I wanted to get it right because I want to have everything right at least. But here's my actual opinion about the fact. We're going to be stuck with lolis, period. That's going to be how it is. It's not the fact that Chinese culture approves of it. That's the issue. We don't approve of it, but it does not mean we have control over stopping them doing what they're doing. That's a fact. Like, they're going to do what they're going to do because they have a different culture, different laws, different beliefs, everything, right? While with Americans, we like inclusivity and including everyone of every sexual orientation, and it's ruining stories. Like, I can't even watch normal TV. I watch anime now. Go figure that anime is more political or politically correct. With all that being said, I really hope you learned a few things in this video. I make off the cuff stuff, random stuff. Please sub, like, comment, and have a good day. Peace.